Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel Tech Farmers. Today video is very important as today I'm going to start a series of DevOps tools, and in this series I'm going to start from Terraform, which is a very important tool of infrastructure as a code. You can say if you want to be in DevOps, then you should be having a skill in Terraform. So starting from, you can say, before we are going to start Terraform, let me tell you something about myself. My name is Mohammad Saklan Haider, and I'm having 12 plus years of experience in IT industry. And during this time, I have worked for different organizations in different capacity and roles. My diverse experience, learning, and knowledge enables me to understand, evaluate, and develop a business from scratch to top. And if you think that this video or my YouTube channel will be helping you guys to learn something and to get some information, please go and subscribe my channel, which is Technology Farmers. And here's my LinkedIn profile. And about my expertise, I have worked in Microsoft Enterprise Solutions, including servers, applications, and so on. I have worked on Linux servers, provided their administration and support. I have worked on multiple flavors of Linux, including Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS. And I am having a very good experience in cloud computing, worked on AWS and Azure. And I'm also having certifications from these two cloud computing companies. I have also provided support on Azure Virtual Desktop, and I'm also managing DevOps projects. By managing, I mean to say that I'm managing repositories, Jenkins, CI/CD pipelines, and infrastructure as a code. I'm using Terraform a lot to manage all these things. And I'm also using Docker and Kubernetes to manage applications. Okay, so this is a lab setup which we are going to deploy through two different interfaces. One is via AWS GUI or console, and the other thing is we will be using Terraform to configure all these things on AWS. So these are the steps which I will be taking into account to create all these things. So task number one is to create a new VPC in your account in the US East region. Task number two is create a public and private subnets in three different availability zones. Task number three, deploy an internet gateway and attach it to the VPC. Task number four is provision a NAT gateway, which is a single instance. I'm not using a NAT gateway for all the three availability zones for outbound connectivity. And task number five, ensure that route tables are configured to properly route traffic based on their requirements. So going back to the design again. So here you can see that the green icon is the VPC, which I'm going to create in US East region. And inside that VPC, I'm going to create three availability zone. Basically, the thing is I will be creating three public subnet in three different availability zone. And then I will be creating this private subnet in the same three availability zone. And then I will be going to create two different route tables. One is for the public and the other one is for private. And then associate that public route table to all these public and private subnets respectively. I have also used Internet Gateway for communication between VPC and Internet. And then I'm also using the NAT Gateway along with Elastic IP. And we need if we talk about the actual world scenario, then we have to use NAT Gateway on all these three subnets. But as a lab purpose, I'm only using one to minimize the cost because I think for NAT gateway you have to pay for something, but this is just like you can go and create the resources and then just delete. It will cost you like just some cents, not even like 10 or 15 cents in total because I'm also using Elastic IP. So we are going to create this lab scenario first, and you will see one by one step because sometimes we have a dependency of we cannot just create Elastic IP. We have to create Net Gateway first. So in the GUI, we have to keep this thing in mind that okay, so first thing we need to create this, then we'll see that how things proceed. So in the next window, I will be just taking you to the AWS console. And for your information, just please keep this in mind that this is a lab purpose for demo to give you a demonstration to see the difference between how it look like when you work via console and how it look like when you work through Terraform. So right now, as a step one, I am going to create all these things via using AWS console, and then I will be sharing you how I can connect to the AWS environment using Terraform. And please note that all the files and all the configuration which I will be using here for the lab purpose, you don't need to understand all that thing because this is just a demonstration to let you know about the difference. So once we are familiarized, okay, so this is the benefit of Terraform, then we will go in further details about how that files work, how we can configure Terraform, and how the you can say the things gonna work. Okay, so I'm just taking you to the console environment and creating this lab setup for you. Okay, so we need to now create a VPC first, and then we are going to create respective subnets and their respective associations, internet gateway and NAT gateway after that. So first of all, we need to go to VPC. We select VPC first. I have already logged into my account, and you can see that I'm in North Virginia. So I need to go to my VPCs. Right now you can see that there's no VPC available as I have already deleted the default VPCs. So I'm just going to create a new VPC and here I need to enter the name demo VPC and in IP version 4 CIDR block I need to enter 10.0.0.0. Slash 16 and then I go and create VPC. Okay, so I can see that my VPC is ready. Yeah. So now the next step should be like I have to create three public subnets and three private subnets in three different availability zones. Okay, so now I have to create subnets. Subnets should be like I need to go to create subnets and then I have to choose my VPC ID, which is the VPC demo which I have already created. And here I will be writing private dash subnet dash one availability zone. I will be selecting 1A and then I will be writing 10.0.0.0 slash 24 and I need to create subnet. So next I have to create two more private subnets. So I have to choose demo and private subnet dash 2. Here I will be selecting, we have already choose 1A, now 1B and 10.0.1.0 slash 24. Create subnet. Next step, I have to create a third. So doing the same steps, private dash 3. I will be choosing 1C and 10.0.2.0 slash 24. And I will be creating this one. So we have created three subnets in private and I need to create three public subnets. Again, selecting this. So private public subnet dash one. We will be going to create this in 1A and IP address should be 10.0.100.0 slash 24. This comes under the same address space. So just to distinguish between both IPs, I am using this. I need to create two more public subnets. So I will be choosing demo VPC public dash subnet dash 2. Available zone is 1B and CIDR block should be 10.0.1.0 101.0/24, create subnet, and we need to create third subnet, which is VPC and public dash 3. And I need to select 1C and 10.0/102.0/24. So I need to create all this. So this is done. And now we need in VPC console, we have to select Internet Gateway, where you can see that over here. So we need to create Internet Gateway. So after that, I need to name it as demo dash Internet Gateway and create Internet Gateway. This will take some time. So right now it's showing detached. We are going to attach this with our VPC, which is the VPC demo here. Attach Internet Gateway. So we have attached this Internet Gateway. And the next step is we need to create NAT Gateway. So create NAT Gateway. The name would be so as a key rule, we have already created three different subnets in three different availability zones. So we need three different NAT gateways in every region, but this is just a demo purpose. And I just need to let you know guys how basically this is how it look like when we work from GUI and how it's when we need to work on Terraform. This is not a practical application demonstration. So we can just choose one NAT gateway to give you information about this thing. So it is not required to create in every subnet. So this needs to be, we need to select in the diagram I have chosen, it is the part of public subnet 2. So I have choose that and this is public and here we need to select allocate elastic IP and then we need to choose create NAT gateway. This will take some time. So you can see that in elastic IPs, if I go refresh, it is already we have elastic IPs available now, and right now it is not associated because net gateway is still taking the time to create it. It's still showing you can say status spanning, so that's why it's still not assigned yet. Okay, now we need to create route tables. So come back here. So we create route tables. One is public. We can name it as public route tables, and the name is with demo VPC, and then create route table. And the next step is we need to create a private route table through the same process, of course, create route table. In the same VPC and create route table. So in the route tables, we first need to go to public route table and here we need to go to subnet associations, edit subnet associations, and here I need to select all the private subnets. Save associations. And similarly, I need to go to private route table, and here I need to edit subnet associations, edit subnet association, and for public, I need to choose public association. Public to public and three subnet and okay. Where the subnets have been associated with the proper route table, we need to add the route that the network traffic is routed correctly. From the route table, if we go to public, we need to come to route, edit route, and I need to add a route 0.0.0.0, and target should be internet gateway, this one, and save changes. Similarly, we need to select route table, and now we need to select private and have to choose. When we go private route table, routes, we need to edit route table. I need to select value add route 0.0, and this should be through NAT gateway. It is loading, yep. So save changes. So now you can see that here we have created a VPC, and we have created three public subnets in three different availability zones and three private subnets in three different availability zones, and we have associated public route table to the public subnets and private route with the private subnets, and we have a NAT gateway that is connected to the public subnet in availability zone 2 and internet gateway for the public IP. So this is a task which has been created. So this is through, you can say, so far we have completed this task. And now the next step is, you can see that here we have a VPC created. And let me show you one by one. And then if I go to subnets, so I can see that we are having six subnets available which are associated with their respective available zones. And here we have seen the route tables and which are connected to the respective subnets and they have respective routes as well. So internet gateway is up and attached, and we also having a NAT gateway which is up and running and associated with the Elastic IP. So you can see that it's available, and here you can see that Elastic IP. So now, as a next action item, which where we have to remove all these resources step by step. So, as a matter, as a thumb rule, we have to follow. You can say that because if we need to remove NAT gateway, we cannot remove the NAT gateway straightforward because it is associated with the Elastic IPs. Or if I go to VPC, we are using VPC for all the different entities. So if I go and select and remove this VPC, delete VPC here from here, it is not allowing me to remove. We have to enable to delete. It is saying me that we need to detach this from NAT gateway and the Elastic IP which is assigned. So as a first step, we have to remove NAT gateway first. So coming back to NAT gateway, I have to choose NAT gateway, and I have to delete NAT gateway. When deleting, it asks me to enter delete and press enter. Then it will be saying okay, because sometimes it is possible that you can accidentally delete all these resources. So sometimes this is not your fault. So this is just, as you can say, security check that has been placed. So while creation, this gateway takes some time. So now as you can see that during deletion, it is again taking the step. So I can see that while deleting, let me see if I am able to release the public IP. Please note that you have to release public IP. Otherwise, you are not going to delete any VPC and it will remain continually adding to your bill. So when I try to release, it is giving me an option to release public IP. So it has been released. So now there are options we can go and detach. So right now I can still see that it is not giving me an option to delete release IP. So let me detach from VPC. it is been detached. And let me see the current status of NAT gateway. So it has been deleted, but it will take some time to release the Elastic IP because sometimes, so you can see messages, Elastic IP address could not be released. You do not have permission to access the specified resource. So resource is not available. So let me refresh and release pub Elastic IP. It should be giving me some time to release. So you can see that now it has been released. Now I go to VPC and here I need to remove, once I remove VPC, it will delete all the respective subnets and respective subnet associations. So here I need to go and delete VPC and I need to type delete and delete. So now you can see that everything has been deleted. Subnets, no route tables, and we can delete internet gateway as well. Okay, so you have seen that how I have created this task using GUI. So now I will be using my Visual Studio Code to generate all these things. So before that thing, let me tell you one thing. If we need to work from the Terraform, you have to go to user and we need programmatic access of that user. I am not tell you complete process here. I will be just showing you how this gonna work. So I need to go to IAM. In IAM, I need to create a user. So once I'm able to go to IAM, I need to go to users. I have to create a new user. As you can see that this user has already been created and I have already associate this user account with my Terraform. So what that means actually, if I go to add user, I have to create, for example, this is a test user, or you can say any username, which maybe you are going to follow some convention. So let me go and create a test user. And here I'm not going to select this option, provide user access to the database management console. I'm not doing that. So I go to next. Here I can see that we need three types of option: add user to a group, copy permissions, or attach policies directly. I will be choosing attach policies directly, and I am going to provide administrator access to this user. So this user has been created. Right now you can still see that I am not able to see the access keys so far. So for generating the access key, I have to go to the user. And here I need to see security credentials of this user. So you can see that there are multiple options, and here is the access key where you can go and generate the access key. So if I go and create access key, you can see something like that. When I have option, it asks me that what exactly you want to do with that access key. So as I'm going to integrate my AWS with Terraform, so I need this is as a because Terraform is not AWS, it is a third-party service. So I need to choose this option, and here it is giving a warning message as a best practice. Use temporary security credentials instead of creating long-term credentials. So as I'm going to delete this account after creating, so this is there's no harm to creating because once the lab is completed, I will be go and delete this user account. So when I go create next, it gave me I have to select this thing and click next. So here um, I need to create access keys. You can see that I got two keys. One is access key and other is secret access key. So I'm not going to reveal this secret access key, but this is just a demo purpose. Once you will be guys able to see the difference, the benefit of Terraform, I will be demonstrate in a very in upcoming videos where you can see that how we are going to export these keys in our local environment. because we can use different options. For example, we can use PowerShell, we can use command prompt, or if you guys are having Mac OS or any other console to which you need to connect to the AWS environment, then there are different ways of different purpose. So I will give you different commands, set of commands along with this, how you can import these access keys and use Terraform from your local machine. Or there is another way, you can create a sample EC2 and you can say a VM in the AWS directly and import keys over there and install Terraform in the AWS EC2 instance. So in that case, it will be very easy to manage things because you just need to go to the AWS EC2 instance, and from there you can just go to link that particular keys with the VPC with the EC2 instance. So at this stage, I'm not going to create this particular key because I have already exported these keys in my machine. So this is just for your information. Okay, so now I'm going to share you the screen. So whatever I'm showing you here, you don't need to worry about anything. So this is the Terraform. I have created two different files, one containing the variables and the other in which I have the complete code. So this is a complete file. So let me check in that code at my Terraform status. So whenever you in the folder, you have to initialize the Terraform. And when you're going to initialize Terraform, you will see that there are some specific changes happening inside the folder where you are actually accessing the code. And so you can see that Terraform has is now initializing. So initializing mean it is going to import the respective libraries from the respective provider. And in this case, we have AWS as our provider. So that's why it has downloaded all the libraries associated with this provider. So next is Terraform plan. So in the Terraform plan, it normally check complete code and provide, okay, so anything which is going to be added. So in the first command, when I have given the option Terraform init, it has initialized Terraform. And now that our working directory is initialized, we can create a plan for execution. This will provide a preview of the changes to our AWS environment. So we just use Terraform plan command to plan this thing out. Okay, so here you can see that in this plan we have 18 things which we are going to add it. There is no change or nothing to destroy. And if you go further, I will show you all these things and you can see in my upcoming videos. Don't worry, Terraform is not that much difficult. You just have to manage some, you can say it is a little bit sometimes challenging, but normally if you go or follow the sequence, this will be very easy. So here you can see that I'm creating CDI block, default network. I'm just making some associations and do some sort of work. So now it has checked the plan. Plan looks good to Terraform. So next step is Terraform apply. Now we have to apply this thing. So when I go and apply, so when we are going to apply the configuration, and apply will instruct Terraform to create the resources in AWS. So you have noticed something that it has logged a file, logged the status of Terraform, and now it is now communicating with AWS using my credentials, and through API it is actually connecting to the AWS. So now you can see that it has communicated, and now it start communicating with AWS. So now it is asking me that, okay, so you want me to proceed? I said yes. You can see that, do you want to perform this action? Terraform will perform the action described above. Only yes will be accepted to approve. Please note that when I have given the command Terraform apply, I can give Terraform apply with a switch auto approve. And through auto approve, it is not going to ask me enter value. It is just go and create the complete infrastructure. And you can see that it has start going to create VPC and respective public and private subnets. So Terraform is very intelligent. Sometimes some entities are depending upon the previous stage. And if it has not been completed, then it will hold for some time. And unless or until that stage completed, it is not going to proceed. For example, last time when you have noticed that when I was going to delete NAT gateway, or you can say VPC, it has asked me that I should be deleting some resources that are associated with the VPC first, which are NAT gateway, and I have to detach internet gateway and release the public IP. Or sometimes it is quite possible because you are following some steps. Sometimes, for example, if I forgot to delete internet gateway or forgot to release public IP, elastic IP, as there is a small cost associated with those particular items, then may possible when you receive a bill at the end of 30 days, you will notice, oh, why this bill is reflecting a $30 amount or $40 amount. Then you realize that you have not deleted this particular IP. So you can say that in GUI, there are the chances that you may not able to delete everything. Some things can be left. Although for a good practice, you just need to follow whatever you have created. You need to delete them. So this is an environment which I'm going to tell you. So this is the basic magic of Terraform, which I'm doing right now. So you can see that it is giving a message gateway, still creating, and 20 seconds elapsed, 50 seconds elapsed. So it is taking some time to create the gateway. And this is the NAT gateway which we are going to creating. NAT gateway takes some time, and then we have to assign elastic IP. So till the time it is going to complete all these things, I am just holding up the screen, and I will get back to you once it's ready. I can see that apply complete, and there are 18 resources which has been created. So now if I go back to my AWS console, I will go to VPC. You can see that it has taking the services in the dashboard, which I am using a lot. So when I am in the VPC, so this is the VPC dashboard, and you can see some of the figures are coming, one VPC, NAT gateway, etc. So if I go to your VPC, and here you can see that it is showing as demo VPC. It is available, and it is showing respective subnets which I have created. Now this is the Terraform that has done this job, and these are the route tables. So you can see that it has created demo private route tables, and also I can see that it has also the expedic subnet associations are also completed. And here I can see that the internet gateway, which is very important, and which is also attached, and elastic IP is there. It should be, yes. So this is demo IGWE IP, and that's the last thing is NAT gateway. So you can see that we have created, I think the first is it still showing, which is we have deleted, and this is a new demo NAT gateway which we have created with the help of Terraform. So you can see that instead of going step by step in all these things and taking some consideration of some human effort, this can be a little bit, you can say, create some mistakes, and can cause something which is not working or as expected. So this is what we have created, and this is all the same thing which you can say which we are expecting created. So now going back to the code again, because the next thing is I have to remove. So I am going to use Terraform destroy, and I have told you that there is a switch which I will be using here, so that there's no you can say prompt for me to approve these changes. So auto dash approve. So once I give Terraform destroy auto approve, and it starts its working, and after some time I will be able to see that it has removed all the resources which has just been created. So it will take some time, and till the time I will be just pausing this video, and will come back to you once it's deleted. Okay, so we can see that I got a message destroy complete, resources 18 resources destroyed. So if I go back to this window, I can see that. So coming back to the VPC, it's showing blank, nothing. So route tables, no route table. There's no internet gateway, and there is no any elastic IP. And in that case, I may see some entry, but of course, this entry should be deleted. Yep. So yes, this is the magic of Terraform, and this is all about Terraform. And in the next videos, you will be able to see that how we can create these infrastructure code, and this is the Terraform is. If you guys think that this particular lecture has helped you a lot to understand the basic concept of Terraform, like this is just a demonstration purpose, like what Terraform is, I'm in the next videos you will be able to see how Terraform actually we built this configuration file. So thank you so much for your time, and please consider subscribing if you think that this channel helps you a lot. Thank you so much.